In this video of our Beast Raiders series, I'm going to be talking about Warr and Big Blast. Now, Warr is not as much of my favorite as Slime, but he is a very cool guy, and you'll see him in several of the different series the chat makes. He makes a really good generic, fantasy bad guy. He's very orange, whereas Slime is very green, obviously, but it makes a good color contrast to some of the good guys and the main bad guys. He has a very beast man feel to him, and also very alien-y. His head comes out like this and swings back and forth in a very unusual way that you don't typically see. His neck is just kind of weird and off-putting, but he has these tentacles on his head, and he's a little smaller than the rest, but that doesn't mean he's not any less fun. He's also got a lot less detail than most. He's just very generically decorated. He has this brown vest on and a purple loincloth with just a very simple belt buckle and some nice little straps. They do, no two eyes are the same. This guy has some kind of kooky eyes, but they're painted on by hand, so no two are alike. His pauldrons on his hands are a little different. This one's like a wrap, and this one's more of a plate. And he has a very furry boot on his right side with a copper knee pad, and on this side he has a shin guard with more of a plate armor knee pad and furry boots. And you can actually see a little bit of toes on there, So that's Warr. And some of the accessories he typically has, I always see him with this crossbow. And this crossbow typically has like a little rubber band across here, but there's always break because it's not a real rubber band. It's like one of those you would get for your braces and some bolts that go in here. And if you really tried, you could pull that rubber band back to the back here and flick it off and shoot it, in theory. I never did it, but it was great to think of in theory. Now, this is his crossbow that I always see him with, and typically you'll see him with this sling. And I have just a crap load of these little boulders here, but it's free spinning, and it does come out. I mean, you can't really launch it because this is just rubber, so I don't know why they gave you so many. I think there was another accessory that used that ammo. Now, on the forums, they say that this Morning Star is his main weapon that he comes with, so I'm going to give him this giant Morning Star, which is pretty rubbery. And I'm going to show this accessory because I haven't really had another spot to put it with, and this one is not complete. There's two of these large ones, and one goes on this side where it plugs in. I don't know where that one is at the moment, and then it has this centerpiece. I think this, I don't know. I mean, you've seen these with the ogres in different chat main lines, but that is just like shackles of some sort. And now we get to the meat and potatoes here, which is Big Blast, and this is a giant pterodactyl. And I'm going to widen this out a bit so you can see him a little better. And so this is the pterodactyl, and his wings fold out like this. And you can see his wings have these armored, spiked pieces. So when he flies by a target, it can hit it and knock it down or something like that. It has a giant red saddle with a little seat belt. And he has a banana seat. You remember the bikes back in the 70s? You get the banana seat on there. So that's pretty cool. And he's got a halter with two little spikes and some reins. And he has this nice little lightning pattern on his wings here and these claws. Now I'll show you the ball joint on here. Typically turns, and it has a Phillips head screw on here. And these can flap, and they can turn 360 degrees here. So he has a ton of articulation on his wings. He typically, you fly him like this, And then when you put them away after you're done playing with them, you just fold them up. And then he folds down real nice for storage. He also has this rocket that typically turns, I'm not going to turn this one because I don't want to break it, but it's on a ball joint right there. And his little legs move here, and they have, like, you can prop it on like some kind of a stick or a pipe or something. He doesn't stand that well, but he does fly pretty well. And he's got this stubby little tail in the back. And I'm going to put Warr on here. I'm not going to put him on the seatbelt, but Warr just kind of sits on there like that. And I'm just going to hold him on, and you can see him. And bend him forward. And if you had him in his seatbelt and had him on his reins, he'll sit real well. I don't really like the color clash of this. I usually put Warr on White Fang. I thought that's who he came with because he looks so much better on that dude. And the purple skeleton looks so much better on the purple pterodactyl. But this is the way they came, so I want to show them with their proper mounts. Also, like the green raptor looks really good with slime. So you can mix and match them, but this is how they come, and they are very cool. These are very, very well built. Now I have seen it to where these ball joints will break, and people will tend to run a drywall screw through there to reattach it. Mine I don't have that issue with, but that sometimes is an issue. So there you got it. There is Warr with Big Blast.